We are starting standing. I want you to think about spreading those feet, your toes out as much as possible. Think about standing, lengthening up, pretending someone's pulling a string to help lengthen you up. Try not to lock out the knees. So we're not going to pull back here. We're going to soften our knees, hold here. Breathe up and in. And breathe out. Roll those shoulders back. Do that again. Breathe up and in. Breathe out. Roll those shoulders back. From here, we're going to curl down. So slowly, one vertebrae at a time. Curl down. Nice and gently. And then roll it back up. Do that again. Curl down nice and slow. And roll it back up. Center yourself. Hold it here. Soften those knees. Breathe up and in. Breathe out. Drop it forward. Swan dive it forward. And relax. Shake your head yes to help relax your neck. And just relax here, breathing in and out. From here, soften those knees, drop it down, and then lift, thinking about lifting that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Gently drop those knees down, bending those knees, and lift that tailbone up towards the ceiling. From here, lift up, flatten that back out. Think nice and long, activating your core at the same time. Hold it here. You should feel firing on in those hamstrings, firing on in that core. Hold it. Drop it back down. Lock those hands out. Out into a plank. If a plank is too much, you can drop down to your knees, plank on knees. Hold it here. Make sure I can see you all on here as well. From here, back up into a plank, push back down dog. Nice and easy. Breathe in and breathe out. From here, press one heel down and then the other heel down. Back and forth between both sides, just stretching it out. Nice and easy. Awesome. From here, bring it back down into a plank. If you need to bend your knees, drop your knees down. We're going to chaturanga down. From here, lift up. So you have two options. You can lift up into a sphinx, or you can lift all the way up into a cobra. Be careful with your low back. If your low back hurts, come back down into this position. Think about lifting with your chest, activating your core here so you're not like wrenching through your back. Hold it here. From here, bring your hands back down. Push back into child's pose. Now you're going to hold here in child's pose for a minute. I want you to make sure your knees are closer together, and I want you to practice back breathing for me. So you're going to hold here, and you're just going to try to breathe through your back. One more time, ladies. From here, come up to hands and knees. Lift up into a plank. You can bring your legs back. Lift up into a plank. Bring one leg forward. And then lift those hands up, warrior one. Hold it here. So make sure that you aren't like extending into your back. You want to think about dropping that tailbone under just a little bit, holding it here. You might feel a little stretch in that hip flexor. Hold it here. Try to drop a little bit further into that front leg to get that leg working. Hold it. From here, drop those hands down, shift that weight forward just a little bit. Hold it here in this runner stretch. And then we're going to continue to shift forward, bringing all of our weight on that front leg. Hands come out in front, and if you can, try to lift that leg up behind you. Relax that head, shake that head, yes, to make sure it's relaxed. Hold it here. Feel that hamstring glute firing on that standing leg. If you can straighten that leg out, go for it, but don't feel like you have to. From here, bring that leg in, drop it down, and roll it up for me. Don't worry, we're going to hit that other side. From here, breathe up and in. You might want to step back, breathe up and in. Breathe out, swan dive forward. Come back up, flatten that back out nice and long. Hold it here. Activate that core, continue to breathe fully through that rib cage. Drop those hands down, walk those hands out. Holding it in plank, you can be on your knees if you need to be. Bring that other leg forward as much as you can. If you need to come help it, whatever you need here. Lift up, warrior one. Remember, tuck that tailbone under just slightly, holding it here. It's okay that this back leg is not straight. Okay, I'd rather you get tailbone tucked under than straight and extend through the back. Hold it. Continue to hold. If you can straighten just a teeny bit, feel that stretch in that hip flexor. Drop it forward just a little bit more into that front glute. And then bring those hands down. Shift forward onto that front leg. Lift that leg up in the air and hold it. Hold it. Bring that leg back down and gently roll it up. From here, we're going to stay at the front of the mat this time. From here, roll. Breathe up and in. Breathe out, drop it forward. Lift up, flatten that back out. Drop it all the way down. Jump or step it back. Hold it here. Continue to hold, ladies. Bring one leg forward, relax that leg down. And we're going to rotate over onto our side and reach up and over. We're thinking about lengthening nice and long through that arm, getting a nice stretch on your side. If you want, you can lean forward a little bit and lift that leg up, but you do not have to. You can stay here if you prefer. Look down towards that hand. And then bring that leg back down, sweep those arms down, bring that bottom leg, sweep it down here. Straighten that leg out, hold it here. Bring those arms up overhead. Think about lengthening through your spine. Make sure both sits bones stay on the mat, okay? So depending on which way we go, we're not lifting sits bones up. Flex that foot for me. Feel how that stretches that hamstring and calf, hold it. Bring those arms down towards your side, and I want you just to kind of slide those ribs. Make sure you have mobility here within your rib cage, sliding back and forth while you're keeping your hip down. So we're not sliding and lifting the hip. Everything should happen separated from one another. From here, we're going to drop over, touch your toe, reach that hand towards that toe. Listen to the birds. And then bring it back up, and we're going to sweep opposite side. Make sure that you keep that sits bones down. Hold it here. If you can, try to drop your elbow all the way down to the mat while you keep your hip down. You may notice this creates a lot more length through this area. Might be a little bit hard to do, but try to stretch out that area.
Bye, Mama.
Bye, sweetie. Have a great day. From here, come back up. We're going to sweep that back leg behind into a 90-90 position. From here, we're going to drop our hip down and lift our hip up. So this is pelvic mobility, working through that pelvis. And then from here, I want you to lift that hip. So both hips are facing towards your shin. Bring your arms up, hold it here. I'm shifting, excuse me, into that front hip. And I'm going to try to lift this knee up. And then relax it down. From here, we're going to straighten that leg in the back into a pigeon stretch. So for some people, this gets to be really uncomfortable. So go easy. You may need to come up onto that leg for the stretch. Hold it here. And then you can bring your elbows down to the mat and relax into it. And then come back up nice and easy. Lift up, sweep that leg around. And then we are going to come back all the way over onto hands and knees. Give me a cat and a cow. We're going to walk our feet up towards our hands. Try to sit all the way down. This is a mobility drill I like everyone to practice. We got to get low into this squat. If you are up here, that is okay. We're going to work through this. The more you get down here and practice this daily, the easier it will become. And then from here, place your hands on the floor. Lift your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. And then roll it up nice and slow. Step to the front of the mat. Breathe up and in. Breathe out, swan dive forward. Lift up, flatten that back out. Lengthen up through the spine. Activate that core, hold it here. Drop it all the way back down. Step or jump it back. Hold plank. Lengthen through that spine. So you might find yourself gripping up here. See how my upper back is gripped? I want to think about lengthening through the spine so that my core gets to take over. Bring that back leg up towards the front. And then we're going to reach up and over. Hold it here. Remember, you can lift that back, the leg behind. You can lift it up or you can keep it down, whichever you prefer. Bring that leg all the way back down. Shift that bottom leg up and through. And then have a seat. Press both hips down into the mat. Bring those arms up. Hold it here. Flex that foot. Lengthen through that hamstring. Hold it. Imagine someone's pulling a string. When you do that, you should feel how you activate your core here. Bring those arms down beside you, and we're going to slide our rib cage. Remember, when we slide our rib cage, hip stays down. You should not be lifting up. You should be able to move rib cage separate from your pelvis. If this is difficult, feel free to let me know in the comments. I can help guide you as to what to do next. And then from here, reach up and over towards that toe. Continue to hold. And then bring it back up. We're going to go the opposite direction, trying to drive that elbow down towards the mat and lengthen here. You may notice one side is tighter than the other. That has to do with which side you kind of shift your hips or your ribs when you're living everyday life. So we want to try to move into this position, make sure both sides are equal as much as possible to keep from injury and tension spots. And then come back up. We're going to bring that back leg into a 90-90 position. From here, we're going to hip drop. So we're dropping that hip down, lifting it up, down and up, working into that pelvic mobility. Very important, especially as we get older. We need to keep mobility in our pelvis. From here, we're going to lift up, bring those arms up. Hips are now facing towards that shin. Lean forward just a little bit. Try to, if you can, lift that knee up off the mat. If you can't, don't worry. You might just get the foot up. That kind of pulls you into internal rotation of the hip. If you can lift up, you may notice you get a Charlie horse. Just relax, don't stress. This is supposed to be calming. From here, straighten that leg back, get into a pigeon position. So leg in the back straightens, front leg. Don't worry about trying to get the position perfect. The goal is to kind of move through these positions and feel what feels comfortable. This is stretching. This is not perfection by any means. From here, drop those elbows onto the mat, hold it here, and breathe. From here, you can drop it down, and we're going to bring both feet around. And we're going to pretend that there's a ball in between our knees. We're going to think about squeezing our knees towards one another. So imagine like a tennis ball in between the knees. You're squeezing these towards each other. They should not be touching. You're activating those inner thighs, which helps the pelvic floor. From here, reach those arms out nice and long. Think about zipping up from pubic bone to rib cage, feeling your core active here. You can always be working. If you're slumped over here, you're not actively working anything. Lift up and lengthen. You can actively work your core while just sitting. Hold it. From here, we're going to start working on bringing one arm up overhead. Look at your range of motion. Do you notice a difference between either side? And then we're going to add on to this. We're going to tuck that tailbone under just a little. And we're going to kind of look underneath our arm. Look down. So we're looking down as we move. If this is uncomfortable to keep those toes flat on the floor, you can flex. Might help you kind of grip with your hamstrings as well. Two more. From here, hold it here, straighten those legs nice and long. And we're gonna do a Pilates roll down nice and slow. Drop it down, nice and slow. Fingertips are lifting towards the ceiling. Think about zipping up still. So you should not have your ribs flaring. Can you see me? Okay, yes. No ribs flaring. Bring those ribs down. Mid back should be on the mat. Pelvis area should be on the mat. Low back is just slightly off the mat. If you can place your hand under, you need to think about tucking pelvis into a more neutral position. Hold it here. Bring one knee up. Lift it here. Can you lift this leg up off the mat? If not, you can bend your knee and lift up here. Bring both knees up. Imagine a ball in between those knees. Squeeze those knees towards one another. Switch sides. Bring that other leg down. Can you hold it up off the mat? It's okay if the knee is bent. Now, while you're here, ladies, pay attention to where pressure's going. If it's pressing up, you're going to increase your risk of diastasis recti. So we want to think about managing the pressure, pulling that pressure back into our midsection, widening that base. Hold it here. Bring knees back up. Lift that head up just gently. Think about, don't tuck chin towards chest. Think about nose to ceiling. Hold it here. Draw that core back, the pressure within that core back towards the spine here. Hold it. Relax your head just gently. From here, we're going to drop one heel down to the mat, bring it back up. Drop the other heel down to the mat and bring it back up. Heel down. Keep going. Heel down. 4 more. You can relax your head if it's starting to bother your neck. 2 more. Hold it here. Straighten those legs out. You want to try to straighten them to the angle. If you need to lift up towards the ceiling, that's okay. Hold it here. Flex those feet and give me a little walk. You're walking on the ceiling. You might be walking on the ceiling. You might be walking on the wall. Hold it, hold it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those knees in the chest. Rock it side to side. You can circle your knees. Circle them the opposite direction. Bring one leg out nice and straight. Other knee stays close to the chest. Hold it here. Bring that knee out to the side. Keep those hips down. Feel that stretch deep within that inner thigh. You can give that ankle a little circle here. Circle it one direction. Circle it the other direction. Bring that knee back in. Switch legs. Other leg comes down. Hold it here. Bring that knee out to the side. Get a nice stretch in that inner thigh. Circle that ankle one direction. Circle it the other direction. And then from here, bring those knees back in. Now, If you deal with pelvic prolapse, I'm just going to have you drop your legs down and relax here. If you don't deal with pelvic floor prolapse, you can bring your legs up, grab your toes, hold it here. And breathe. So you're here. If you know you have that pelvic floor organ prolapse, or you're here, just breathing, ladies. Remember, this is a calming. So breath helps to calm. Work into those ribs. Think about the ribs pressing into the back of the mat. It's okay for the belly to expand, but we don't want to lose sight of what the ribs are doing. It should not all be belly. It should be 360 within our ribs. From here, everybody get into a comfortable position. You can bring your legs back down, but if that tilts your pelvis up to where your hand can go underneath it, I encourage you just to bend your knees to let it relax comfortably, and we're just going to continue to breathe. Relax those shoulders, let them melt into the mat. When you are breathing, pay attention to what the shoulders are doing. We don't want them rising up towards the ears. Try to slow your breathing down for me. So if it's taking you every 3 breaths in and out, 3 seconds in and out, try to extend it. I usually recommend breathing on the out, extending the out, which will naturally extend the breath in. Continue to hold here, relaxing into your mat. When you are ready, you can roll over to your side. This helps if you have diastasis recti, just to roll over to the side, help yourself get up so you don't put any pressure or strain down or out forward. Hold it here. Close your eyes. Continue to breathe for me. Again, pay attention to the shoulders. Make sure they're not rising up towards the ears. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in one more time.